As you know, the price of Pokemon's gone through the roof. Nobody knows where it's going to go. It's absolutely unbelievable. Whether you're collecting, buying or selling, the price of it's just gone berserk. And there's nothing available. There just seems like there's nothing available to buy. We know this because we're out and about and we don't see anything. Not sealed anyway. But there's plenty of raw and plenty of graded cards online to buy and some opportunities to be had. But there's something I want to discuss today regarding pricing, which is really important for us because we only have a certain amount of money that, we can use for our collection. And one thing that people don't really cover at this point, when you have a collection, regardless of how big it is and regardless of the cards or the product you've got, when it increases in value, you feel absolutely amazing. You feel great. You think, wow, this is amazing. I've got cards, I've got this, that and the other, and they're going up. They're just going up. But what people don't tell you is, even though the prices are going up, the price of everything else is going up as well. So when you come to trade out of this stuff or sell this stuff down the line to swap for something else or however you enjoy this hobby, you're generally going to pay more for the next item. So although you're up, you have to pay out more because everything's up. Not many people cover that. So yeah, our collections are going up, but everything else is going up. So if you're going to trade out, swap out, sell, or however you do this hobby, you're going to ultimately pay more. And it just drags the price of everything up with it. And that's another big point that I was trying to say, guys, that as we move forward and these new sets that keep on being released with absolute bang and chase cards, prices are just going to go north. It's just going to drag the price of everything from the past, all the previous sets, it's going to drag them all the way up. Honestly, I'm a true firm believer in it. I don't know when it's going to stop. I don't know how things are going to change. I'm the same as everybody else. I just want to rip packs open. Can't find any at the minute. What can we do? And there's something that I've seen. And this card, the Twilight Masquerade, Greninja, excuse me, it was on my radar because I love the card. I actually own the card. I pulled the card, sold it, and then I bought it raw, tried to grade it, came back a 9, couldn't believe it. And again, what I always say, guys, when it comes to grading cards, if you're not comfortable with grading, don't do it. Don't grade. Don't try and spend money to make money. If you're not comfortable in grading, watch some videos, get a little bit more education about you when it comes to grading, try and do a little bit more research, find out how difficult it is now to grade with PSA because they've actually changed the grading policy, especially with the borders and stuff like that, because it's not as easy as what you think. And I mean, there's nothing more disheartening when you send a card off and it bounces back a 9 or an 8 and there goes the value. If you're into it for your value, if it's collection purposes, who cares? And the thing with Greninja out of Twilight Masquerade, mine bounced back a 9 and I was like, okay. So I kept it in the collection and then I traded it for other cards, but as soon as I traded it, I wanted it back, so we bought it back now in a 10. Now, to be completely honest, I paid about $5.50 for it in a 10 in August. Now when I bought that card from the local game store, I thought I've probably paid a little bit too much here. I've probably paid at the top. And you feel it when when it feels like that. And I thought, no, it doesn't matter. It's for your collection. Who cares? And we still have it, and I'm going to keep it. But the price has jumped on that card, and I need to show you this because, again, this isn't normal. This is not normal, guys. This isn't a normal thing. And whether it's Pokemon or anything else, the prices and the money that's flown into this hobby isn't normal. Now, I do say we're going to have to be a bit careful here moving forward with pricing because it's getting that expensive. I don't know where it's going. And I'm going to show you something here. Whether you agree with me, I don't know, but I'm going to show you anyway. Like I said, drop me a comment or leave us a like if you like the content because we're always looking for deals and coming across stuff. And I'm going to start showing people what we find because I find it truly unbelievable. And jumping in for this Greninja, if you look at this Greninja here, so we're talking about the Greninja EX from Twilight Masquerade, so it's special illustration rare. I don't know what the pull rate is on this card, to be completely honest. I don't know it off the top of my head. But when we look at this card, on the 29th of July, it sold for $547. Now, it was the beginning of August bought mine, and I paid $550. So it's not far off this price. But again, when I bought this card, I thought I'm at the top here. And okay, you know, because I've seen it previously for 350, 400, and it was stagnant for a while, graded. I thought, who cares? It's for the collection anyway. But look at this, sold for that. Then, now I've jumped in roughly about 2 months ago, so give or take a few days, and I haven't cherry picked this, by the way. There's loads of others selling for. Look at this. I mean, this is weird. 26th of July, 477. 29th of July, 547. Anyway, let's use this. 477, 26th of July. That's more like it, nearly 2 months ago. Scroll up and look where it's just recently sold for. You're not going to believe it. This, look how many sold. Unbelievable. Loads of raw copies. 741. So that's in a PSA 10. Now we're using eBay and we've excluded USA just purely to make it easier, so the listings, there's not loads of listings. But look at this, 741 up from 477. Absolutely unbelievable. It's a 55% increase in 60 days. That's not normal, guys. It's not normal. I mean, if there was two of these in the store, I would have bought both. I would have kept one and sold one and traded it for something else that I really need in the collection. But when you start talking about this type of money, it's a lot of money, and people just haven't got this type of money to throw around. But this is where we're going with it. And I thought, I can't believe this. It's gone up nearly, 55% in 60 days. Wow. Now, this is Twilight Masquerade. It's a decent set. It's not a top set. This is my opinion. It's not a top set. It's not a bad set. I'd probably say bottom middle. I don't know. It depends on what Pokemon you like. I'd say middle. Let's say it's a middle set. So Twilight Masquerade, I've got a few boxes. I've opened one. So it's not just this card in Twilight Masquerade. That's really nice. I mean, we've got the eevee also. Now I'm going back again. Excuse me. I'm going back again. 25th of July, 150 quid. Now we own this card as well, and I bought in at about 120. So lucky to get in at 120 in a PSA 10. It's a beautiful card. It's an absolutely stunning card. This is one of the strongest cards, I believe, from this set. I don't know where the price of this is going to go. Could end up being a £350, £400 card by the end of the year, guys. I mean, the same as that Greninja. That Greninja could end up being... It feels like it's getting pushed to £1,000, that card. It really feels like it's going to push £1,000 by the end of the year. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. But it feels like it wants to be £1,000, that card. It's unbelievable. And here's another one. 229 on the 24th of September. So again, I've kind of used a 2 month period. I could have went back 3, 4, 5 months. I've only used 2 months. And this card is unbelievable. It's a beautiful card. And that's over 40% up, I believe, in price. But what's going on here? I mean, it's not right. It's not normal. And this is why it feels like it's out of control. This is why it's just unreal, and a lot of people are talking about it. Nobody knows where it's going to go and where the end is. And I mean, if we're going to talk about PSA graded cards, let's look at the box. Twilight Masquerade, in the 25th of July, sold for £206. Now, they say sealed is king, and they could be right here, because I had to scroll through nearly 500 listings to get this far back. The other graded cards were like 20, 30 cards, or something like that for the Greninja and eevee. I had to scroll through nearly 500 listings or something like that to get to this point. That's how much Twilight Masquerade has been sold on a daily basis. Unbelievable. Look at it. Booster boxes, ETBs, half boosters, you name it, it's been sold. So much of it is out there, it's unreal. But we don't know what's going on with it. Ripping ships, this, that and the others are going into personal collections. Is it getting ripped in families? A card's getting graded. Is there a big hype on it because of the Greninjas climbing? I don't know. But one thing we do know is this set went from 206 quid back then. I can't even scroll up. Look at this. And this, I think I'm on page 2 here. I think I have to go all the way back to page 1. It's so unbelievable. That's how much Twilight's been sold. Yeah, look, I have to go back to page 1. Let's see if it takes us back to the page at the top. What's it recently selling for now? 250 on the 24th of September. 240. Unbelievable. Have I gone to where? Let's have a look. Yeah, you have page 1. Okay. There is 329. I knew I wasn't at the top. 329. Recently, 24th of September. Last one gone. There's that much I didn't even know where I was with it. It's unbelievable. 329 quid. Now that's up nearly 60%, I think. I think it's 60% in 2 months. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. Who would have ever thought Twilight Masquerade was going to jump like that? It's got a couple of banger cards in, don't get me wrong, but 60% in 2 months. Is it going to continue on that trend? Nobody knows, and I genuinely believe nobody could answer that question. Nobody knows. But let's be honest, they've already said they're not going to print booster boxes, and that's pretty much what people are saying. Booster boxes aren't getting printed. So is this the new norm? Because booster boxes are not going to get released and printed. A booster box is going to command a bigger premium. I mean, nobody's talking about that, but booster boxes, people are ripping them open left, right. Maybe it's booster boxes are the new king. Who knows? But this sealed box, percentage-wise, exceeds both of them cards individually. So that's something to remember. Sealed can potentially still be king here. So it's just really unusual, guys, and I just had to show you that one because they're all up 30, 40, 50%, 60% on the box. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, and this is why we can't get no gear. I mean, we can't rip nothing. There's nothing to open. I'm opening old stuff here. I've got some 3-pack blisters of Paldea Evolved, and every time I come through and walk past the back bedroom, I'm opening a 3-pack blister. I think I'll have to stop it. Well, I've got the edge to open something. There's nothing to open, and we're all in the same boat here, you guys. But this is what's going on, and you know something? It doesn't feel right, and we've just got to be careful with the way prices are going. I mean, in my last video when I was talking about the Latios and Latios there, and I was on about the old sets increasing in value, we're seeing it, and I actually used a thing there on the last video when I turned around and said that the new chase cards are going to come through out the gate. They're coming through a lot more expensive. And that's what it feels like. It feels like a new trend. It really feels like the new cards coming out of these sets are going to be so expensive. It's going to push the old cards up even further. I think that's a new trend moving forward, what we're going to see. And I mean, just a quick one here from Pokey Beach. Unbelievable. Look at that. I mean, majority of people have already seen this card already, the Charizard. But look at this. I mean, look at that card. That is absolutely breathtaking. That card, I mean, I love my Charizard cards, and I don't care if they're 2 quid or 20 quid. I'm not bothered. I don't care. I don't just chase the big ones. I love them all. That is truly unbelievable, in my opinion. That card, it wouldn't surprise me if they try and push this card to £600, £700, £800 out the gate. You know, this is where we're going with the prices, guys. I mean, you can't touch that card at that price. You know, you got to wait till things cool off a little bit. You know, a few months. That's what I would do. I mean, I really want this card, but it's going to be 600 quid. It's probably going to be 600 quid by the time it turns up in English. You know, and this is where we are with it. And if this is 600 quid, what's it going to be graded? 1.5, 2k, 3k? It's got to be more than the Umbreon from Prismatic. I mean, look at it. There's so much more going on here. This could be a 3k graded card, this. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, but you know it's going to be big. This is going to be the big one. It really is. And once this drops and we start seeing big money for PSA 10s and the likes, everything else is just going to look small in comparison, guys. I really do mean it. And the likes of what I said before about Sword and Shield stuff, it's going to get dragged up in price. All this, like I said, you think this was expensive before. We ain't seen nothing yet. This is going to go through the roof, this stuff. And Sun and Moon, this will just be for the select few who can afford to spend 8, 9, 10, 15k, whatever it is going to be for a booster box next year. That's the way it's going. And I can't see anything changing anytime soon because there's no indication to tell us it's going to change. So that's it, guys. That's what I'm trying to say, really. We just got to be a little bit careful when it comes to pricing because some of these prices are completely out of control. By all means, collect what you want. That's what this hobby's about. And I'm not telling you how to spend your money. You do what you want. But I'm just saying, might be worth exercising a little bit of caution here when we start seeing these prices, a 40-50% increase in 2 months. I mean, let's be completely honest. If it can go up 40-50% in 2 months, it can come down 40-50% in 2 months. I'm not saying it will, but there'll come a time where it could come down 40 and 50%. And you just have to sit back and ask yourself a simple question. Am I prepared to lose 100, 200, 300 pounds? And if that's not an issue, then it's no problem. If it's for your collection and that's what you are, then it's no problem. But some people can't do that, and they get what's called left holding the bag. It's not a nice place to be. So just have to be careful, guys, when you're spending, and just be careful, because the prices are going absolutely berserk. And back to this anyway, the population is like 7,700, and that's going to climb probably daily or weekly. And I can't remember what the success rate is on that. Is it 40% success rate? I think it's 49% success rate grading on this. So it's like halfway there. Half will grade a 10 and half will probably grade less. So it's not overly hard. I mean, I'll be honest, when I had this card, I tried to grade it, and the one I bought raw, and I sent it off. Checked the borders, checked everything, checked the back, was mint. The back was mint. The front was mint. The borders were absolutely spot on. I used the grading tool. It was perfect bordering. That's one of the reasons that attracted me to the card in the first place. And the texture on the front, I couldn't see nothing wrong with it. In fact, I took a load of pictures on my mobile before I sent it off in case there was any problems in the shipping towards America. And even when I was looking through the photos, I got a decent phone, and when I was zooming in on the photos and enlarging the pictures, couldn't see an issue. And I used a magnifier and a blacklight, and it bounced back a 9. And again, guys, back to grading cards for money. It's a risk. It's a gamble. It really is. It's a gamble. It's a big risk, you know. And if some people, if it's a little bit of fun, and that's fine. Or if you're sending a card away that costs 20 quid and it's 20 quid to grade, okay, it's fine. But if if you're chasing these big things and you're expecting a payday, you've got to be careful. I mean, that there 7,700 population, and the eevee's 10,000, I think. Yeah, 10,000 on the eevee. So that's creeping up, and the set's like released in 2024. Was it May 24? March or May 24? It's still in print. This set's still in print. They could drop a load of this stuff, 3-pack blisters. I wouldn't say booster boxes, but they could drop this all over, and you could say it would wipe the price out of some of this stuff climbing. That could happen, and that's where I feel it could end up being suppressed before that Twilight Masquerade GRENINJA EX hits £1,000. They might try and step in and stop that before it hits 1,000. That card has really, really tried to get out of the gate and get up to £1,000 a few times, and it just keeps getting brought back down after a reprint and other bits and pieces. At some point that card's going to go to £1,000, and it's like, wow. But when that card hits a K, 1,000, you know, we're already going to see that Charizard. We're already going to see some other amazing cards, and in comparison, that £1,000 for a Greninja, no one's going to be talking about it. It'll all be the Charizard, and in the Mega Evolutions and Phantasmal, that's where the money will go. But it's brand new. So that's it, guys. If you like the content, give us a like or drop us a message. I'm brand new. I haven't really got that many subscribers. It's just my opinions, really, and on the things that I'm seeing, and I just like to share it with people, that's all. So, like I said, drop us a like if you like the video, and have a good day.